Hello, we're back. It's Monday. It's Mythos Monday. Yippee. I'm very tired. I don't know, man. I think I don't get enough sun anymore. And the whole daylight savings lack of sun in shorter days kind of thing is not helping that situation. But it's not what we're here for. Today we're here for some more Fate Stay Night. I'm excited. Are you excited? I'm not that excited because I already know what's going to happen. Mostly. I mostly know what's going to happen. As we saw in the prologue, day 1, when we were playing as Shiro, we saw all of the things that happened in day 1 for Rin. And then day 2, in the prologue, Rin does not show up to school because she's giving Archer a tour of the city. So Shiro's just going to be going about his regular business, although we will get to see what happens to him when Rin is not there. And then on day 3, which by all accounts will be next week, that's when he dies. So we'll see what happens until then. I could be mistaken. I do not know for sure. Maybe today is really short, and then we move on to day 3, and then all of the big stuff happens today. There's only one way to find out, and that's by sticking around. Yippee. Alright, I'm gonna do something a little new here. We're gonna do a channel point prediction. Let's see. I'm gonna give you 1 minute to guess the flavor of the day. I'm gonna give you 2 minutes. I'm gonna give you 2 minutes to guess the flavor of the day. I'm drinking my gamer subs right now. I went out for a walk/run earlier, so I kind of need it. As you can tell, I'm a little congested. I don't know why. I don't know why this shit only ever happens to me on a Mythos Monday. In fact, I can take another dose of my allergy meds, because I have been not very good about taking them in the first place. Let's see if that's any better. Anyway, get your votes in now. Maybe you'll get enough channel points to... Oh shit, wait. I'm pretty sure all of the other channel point stuff are still turned off from the last stream. Let me go turn those back on. There you go. There you go. Alright, there you go. Hello. Breathe easy. It's not very cold today, which is a blessing and a curse. I kind of got used to it being a little on the colder side, so I think I'd prefer it stay colder, especially as we're moving into December. Not to rush the rest of this month by any means, but we do only have like 2 weeks left. Oh boy. Time is a cruel prison, as we found out on the last stream. Well, I gave you 2 minutes. You didn't spend them. How's your stream going? We're going okay. We're just getting started. I'd say we haven't gotten started just yet. We're about to be getting started. I'm very tired. Like, just my soul is tired, man. These weary waves. These seas may be more turbulent than they seem. Got a lot on my mind. Not stuff to air out in a Face Day night stream. This time of year hits everybody a little square, I think. The colder weather, the darker days, the looming holiday season. Thanksgiving is next week. Thanksgiving, in America, obviously, is next Thursday. That's like a week and like 3 days. That's crazy. And then December. December's gonna be weird this year. I got a lot of like stuff going on in December. I got a like family stuff going on in December. So stream might be a bit guerrilla around that time for the next couple of weeks, actually. I don't know. I like my scheduling. I like sticking to my scheduling, but damn, straight shot in the heart and in the brain. I like scheduling. I like sticking to my schedule, which is why I don't like canceling streams, or whenever I do have to push a stream back or whatever. I tend to feel kind of bad about it, but you know, sometimes shit happens. I'm trying to get too into my head about it, but yeah, these next couple of weeks are probably going to be a little might have to play it by ear. Just fun. Well, I'm glad you're having fun throwing sharp objects at me. Thanks a lot. Oh, and explosives. Can't forget the explosives. Those are always important. Ay vey. Not right on the belt line. That's not good. It's a good thing my rock hard abs are blast proof. Oh, those are gonna hurt my ears for sure. Oh wait, the sound's turned off. Got him. Oh, right on my eyeballs. Great. This is exciting. This is fun. This is great. Imagine that silenced it. Breakfast. At what time is it? 6 p.m. A quarter after 6. And tomatoes. It's like an omelet. Delicious. Chat, yes or no, do you like tomatoes or do you not like tomatoes? I know tomatoes and pickles are pretty can be pretty divisive. I like tomatoes. I'm in the tomato camp. Not that I would like eat a tomato like an apple, because maybe that's just a little bit too much tomato, but yeah, I could. Not at all. Oh man. Yeah, I think more people More often than not, the people that I meet really are not tomato people. Which is fine. To each their own. But, like, it's just kind of surprising. Who are you? Ooh. You a tomato person or not? We're just kind of. I'm letting the conversation go wherever the waves take me. Ooh. Now, who wants to lick this cake off my abs? I love tomato. Well, see, there we go. We're 50-50, not counting me. I am definitely a tomato person. Again, like I said, I'm not really the type to like eat just a tomato. But like if something's got like if a burger has got tomatoes on it, I'm not gonna like pick the tomatoes off. Obviously, we like pizza with the tomato sauce. Anything with tomato sauce, really. You gotta put your tomatoes on a sandwich. I like tomatoes. I would eat a tomato like an apple, but like maybe like once, and then I'm good for the next like 2 or 3 years. I'm not like into tomatoes, but I do like tomatoes, and I was just saying, it surprises me how few people I've met who agree with me on tomatoes. Tomato juice, spaghetti, pizza on sandwiches. Yeah, exactly. See, you get me. I don't know, I haven't done tomato juice very often, but I think when it comes to juices, I prefer something that's sweeter. You know, because tomatoes are the very kind of, not savory exactly, but like a very mild, kind of not very fruity flavor, even though they are fruit. But when it comes to juice, I'm big on like cranberry, pomegranate, even pineapple every once in a while. Not super big on pineapple, but every once in a while. And then your classics like apple juice and I don't really like pears, which might seem weird. I think pears are just like a less impressive apple. Dad used to have an old recipe his mom showed him where we would fry up green tomatoes with herbs and breadcrumbs until they were crunchy and good. Ooh. Yeah, that sounds pretty good. That sounds almost like a like fried eggplant or eggplant parmesan, where it's based. It's you just kind of cook you just kind of cook the fruit until it's got the consistency of like meat. You know? Yeah, it sounds. Does it taste? Yeah, it tastes. I think that's a. I don't know if that's a Markiplier joke or Markiplier makes or Unus Annus. It has something to do with Markiplier. My brother and I make that joke all the time. It tastes. I suggest you something regarding your model. You know what? Go for it. I'll bite. Be advised that I do not have control over... Well, I do have control over this model, but I have an artist and a rigger. I didn't do any of this myself. And there it is. I've been waiting for you to do that for like weeks. I fucking knew you had something. You can always tell, chat. Ugh. God, I hate... Kind of look like an eater. I said that like a couple of weeks ago. I started watching Inuyasha for the first time. And like... I was looking at Inuyasha and I was like, man... With like the white hair and the yellow eyes and the claws and kind of his general like demeanor, Damn, I really kind of look a lot like I kind of look a lot like Inuyasha. Crazy. That's crazy. Yeah, it's weird, and it really, because I didn't watch obsessed with that in the early 2000s. I didn't watch it until recently, and I'm still watching it. I'm still in like season 1. I'm going very slowly. Uh, just, I don't ever watch anything new, man. I only watch old shit that I didn't watch when it came out. But yeah, it was so weird because it was so far after I had come up with the design for Conla that I looked at Inuyasha and I went, oh damn, there's like a lot of similarities here. It's kind of weird that I didn't like draw from this at all. It just so happened to look a lot like him. Very weird. the Let's kind of look like Yoko Kurama. Yeah, right. Yeah, Yoko Kurama specifically because of the gray fur and everything. I do look a little fox-like. I am a wolf, rest assured, but I can see it. I love Yu Yu Hakusho. Excuse me. Yu Yu Hakusho low-key might be my favorite anime. Like, it's always hard to pick a favorite, especially when it comes to anime, because there's so many, but, like, Yu Yu Hakusho, it might just be Yu Yu Hakusho. The Dark Tournament arc, I think about the Dark Tournament almost on a daily basis. It's just that good. Take a drink every time Shiro refers to his dad as my old man or says hero of justice. Yep, that'll get you there. I was on Toonami and Adult Swim. Yeah, I never watched it when it was on Toonami. What did I watch on Toonami? Mostly Naruto, I think. I mostly watched Naruto on Toonami. And the 4Kids version of One Piece, but only ever the theme song, because Naruto ended at like 9 o'clock and then we had to go to bed. But man, yeah, there's a lot of old anime that I didn't watch. I don't know, I just wasn't really aware of it. The colors for this model, a lot of different things inspired this model, but the colors for the model specifically are inspired by, or I guess the fur color and the eye color are inspired by Kiba from Wolf's Rain, because Wolf's Rain is an anime about the end of the world, and there's 4 wolf boys. They're wolves that can turn into boys, and 3 of them, when they turn in their wolf form and then their human form, like almost look exactly the same as their wolf form, like their fur color, their eye color, and some of their accessories. But the main guy, Kiba, he's got blue eyes and like dark brown hair, but his wolf form has got white fur and yellow eyes. And I thought that was very interesting that his wolf form and his human form were very different. So I that's kind of where I pulled the colors from for the fur and the eyes on this model, because I was on the fence about the colors for this model forever. I knew that I wanted the denim and leather, and I knew that I wanted the scarf to be blue, but like the fur and the pants, I didn't really know what color I wanted to go with. Anything is I still cry to this day. I wonder if they reached paradise. Well, it kind of depends on what you think paradise is. Naruto's like 2005. Yeah, Naruto's probably around there. See, a lot of what I watched might be a little bit younger than me because I'm the oldest of my brothers, and we would kind of do a lot of stuff together. So anything that the youngest of us couldn't do, I kind of didn't do. So yeah, it was probably, I think Naruto started airing in like 2001 or 2002. I don't know, something like that. Do you have any recommendations for old anime? Let me know. All right. I will not hesitate to call upon you. I think I've kind of got I kind of got my plate full as far as stuff to catch up on because God, I do not watch things fast, and I do not like watch new shit. I still haven't finished Demon Slayer, and I was into Demon Slayer season 1, bro. I haven't finished season 2, and they're just finished like the end of it, right? Like it's over now almost. Like they got one season left and then the finale or something. JJK, I watched the first 6 episodes and I haven't picked it up again. One Piece, I'm still on Fishman Island. I just haven't been fucking reading the manga. I'm so bad at catching up with media, dude. I have all the stuff that I know about already, and that's it. What's up, Gilgamesh? God, that tail... Whose tail emote is that? Because it works really well with my model. It's very nice. It's a good color. Oh. They're streaming right now. And they're wearing an outfit. Anyway. Wow. Alright, I think I've stalled for long enough. What am I stalling for? I frankly don't know. I'm revving up my engine. My oil's heating up, and we're at temp now. Although I still I feel like I'm congested. I don't know. Can you guys hear that in my voice? I don't know if you're here often enough to tell the difference, but like, man, it's just like There we go. Slightly long head pats. Thank you, Gilgamesh, for reminding me to check on that. Every stream, I don't know why. I don't know why it happens. Anytime that tab isn't active, it'll just keep looping the animation, and I don't know why. Alright. And away we go. The music likes to linger on this page, and I don't really know why. Stress tester supreme. You can say that again. Why's your model in the water? That's the lore. I'm the wandering wolf boy warrior. I'm searching for kings to slay. Sometimes we're in prison because I got defeated and captured, but I always break out. The boat is also a horse. Am I pirate? I'm not technically a pirate. But I think I also am technically a pirate. I don't know. I don't know where the line between pirate and not pirate is. Yesn't. Perfect. That's, in a word, yesn't. If you would like to read up on the expanded lore of Con the Red Leaf, ! links, and check out the Red Leaf branch. But for now, we're going to be reading something different. I awake to darkness. Guess I'm not much for dreaming. Unless something big happens, I always have the same dream anyway. I always envision a sword. I have no idea why, but that's the only thing that pops into my head. There's no rhyme or reason to it. Perhaps this is what defines me as, well, me, as Shiro Emiya. I don't have any dreams of my own. The only things on my mind while I sleep are what others taught me long ago. Shiro, I want to bone my sword, Emiya. For example, on how to be a mage. Even then, I'm not a full-fledged mage. It's only natural for a mage to be aware of the world they're in. Put simply, a mage is an irregular, an outcast from society. But even outcasts need to band together to survive. My old man told me there is a society of mages called a Mages Association. He also told me I shouldn't ever get involved with them. The Mages Association is said to conceal the existence of magecraft and manage mages. The Mages Association watches over mages and makes sure their magecraft doesn't affect society. But the strange thing is that they don't really prohibit mages from abusing magecraft either. According to Kiritsugu, the Mages Association is only interested in concealing mystics. Even if, say, a mage carried out an experiment that sacrificed, let's say, a lot of citizens, the association wouldn't punish them. Their priorities are expressly in preventing the public from becoming aware of magecraft, which does not mean magecraft is completely banned. Honestly, anything goes as long as the truth doesn't come out. At least that seems to be how that insane bunch conducts themselves. Whatever it is, the Mages Association's surveillance is absolute. Typical magecraft research sacrifices the lives of ordinary humans, which, in turn, risks revealing the existence of magecraft to the world. As such, the Mages Association doesn't permit research that would harm society. Ultimately, mages conduct their research in their privacy of their homes, while the world is none the wiser. So mages sometimes go into hiding to escape the association's scrutiny and oversight. So there may be some mages living in this town, and I just don't know it. I also hear Fuyuki is a spiritual hotspot of sorts. That probably means there's some prestigious mage with a storied history living here. They're called second owners, elite mages the association entrusts to watch over territory. Other mages who live in the same area must visit these second owners first to get permission to build their workshops. My old man was an outlaw who cut ties with the association and moved here without the consent of Fuyuki's second owner. So in a way, our family is a bunch of trespassers living in a house without permission from the landlord. Which means the second owner doesn't know that Kiritsugu Emiya was a mage. So I tend to feel like our family's status as mages is kind of unclear. But then my old man, the bona fide mage, died. And even though I'm his disciple and son, I don't know a thing about the Mages Association, and have no real knowledge about being a mage. I have a feeling the association would want to dispose of someone like me, but they haven't made any sort of move. Apparently the Mages Association doesn't have many eyes in Japan, so that's probably why I haven't been found yet. But that doesn't mean I can let my guard down. The eyes of the Mages Association are said to be everywhere, and if someone commits a crime using magecraft, the church's heretic hunters will make their move. Using magecraft, however half-assed you might be about it, makes you enemies. So with all that in mind, I honestly just want to study being a mage on my own. I wake up as the sunlight starts to pour in through the window. Looks like the sun's just now coming up. It's still dark out. It's cold. Waking up in the morning is getting tough. I get up, trying not to let the morning cold discourage me, and quickly fold up my futon. 5:30. I've always been an early riser, no matter how late I go to bed. I might mess up once in a while, like yesterday, but that's rare. Okay, breakfast. I let Sakura do all the work yesterday, so it would look kind of bad if I didn't return the favor this morning. I should hurry up and finish making breakfast before Sakura comes. I cook rice and make miso soup. Yesterday, the soup had daikon radish and carrots, so I'm making onion and potato miso soup today. I make the egg omelet and use the leftover konnyaku to simmer it with bonito flakes. I make incisions into the sari fish, which will be the main dish, and sprinkle it with a little salt. All I have to do is broil it, but that can wait until the last minute. Okay, that'll do it. It's almost 6. I finish earlier than expected, so I have some time on my hands. So what should I do with this extra time? Guess I'll work up a quick sweat if I have so much time. Okay, we don't actually get a choice. We go work out, I guess. Morning exercise is my daily routine, so I might as well do some light workouts. There's a respectable dojo built in the Emiya house. It was added as a sort of afterthought when the house was constructed, which is why this dojo wasn't built for a specific purpose. Well, Fujine uses it on a whim sometimes. Fujine apparently used this place as her playground even before I came to this house. But then I became Kiritsugu's disciple and started using this place more often. Fujine hated me for that after a while. Anyway, there's only one thing I do here. Training to be a mage means I can't neglect training my body. One of the conditions of being a mage is maintaining yourself at your physical peak. When Kiritsugu was still alive, he and I sparred often. Well, more that he just kicked my ass every time, so I never really learned how to win myself. But at least I learned the difference between a fight and a battle. In other words, I learned the difference between killing and beating an opponent, and how to conduct myself in each situation. Knowledge and experience are different. Without the knowledge to know the difference, it's hard to tell if you've gotten yourself into a fight or a massacre. It's as simple as that. Learning magecraft means there is a risk of perishing on your own, as well as the risk of having to fight. And to mages, that means killing each other. That's why Kiritsugu wanted to teach me that I must always be ready to face death. But the person reminding me of that lesson is long gone. So the only thing I can do alone is some simple exercises. Stretching, push-ups, sit-ups. It's no different than what the members of the Kyudo Club do in the morning. The only difference is the intensity. Good morning, Senpai. Did you finish preparing breakfast already? Yeah, it's all done. All that's left to do is to set the dishes and grill the fish. Oh, I'll help. Leave the dishes to me. Sakura is clearly eager in her reply. And coming in behind the ever-dependable Sakura, I smell Shiro's omelet. So he handled breakfast this morning, huh? Fujine casually heads to the table. Well, let's just ignore her for now. I need to grill the prepared fish. Sakura, use the middle set of plates. The food will look better on those. Eh? The plates with the bumps on the surface? Yeah, those. Grilled meats tend not to look good if you don't plate them well, and I've already grated the daikon. Sakura reaches far to take out the plates. As she reaches out, I think I see a faint bruise on the back of her hand. Sakura, hold on a minute. Yes? What is it? What's that bruise on your hand? She averts her eyes, looking uneasy. Her reaction makes how she got the bruise clear. Is it Shinji again? I can't believe he beats his own sister. That's not it, senpai. Well, I got this when I fell. You know how clumsy I am. It's why I'm always falling and getting myself hurt. How stupid do you think I am? Nobody gets bruises like that just from falling. Seems like Shinji needs some sense smacked into him. No, senpai. My brother really has nothing to do with this. I just hurt myself, so there's no need for you to be angry for me. Sakura falls silent. Sakura may seem docile, but she's surprisingly stubborn. It's no use saying anything to her now. Yeah, no, we need to kill Shinji. Shinji's on the list. I don't know where he's on the list because he's kind of just pathetic, but he's on the list. He needs to die. I hate that guy. I hate him so much. Also, I'm pretty sure that she's telling the truth. The bruise has nothing to do with Shinji. I think the bruise is her command spells. I'm pretty sure. We're not supposed to know that, but I know that. Anyway. Fine. If you say so, I'll leave it at that. Yes. I'm sorry, senpai. Why are you apologizing? Shinji's the one in the wrong. The moment I say Shinji's name, Sakura awkwardly looks away. Probably say it's 50-50. Yeah. But, I mean, like... Because she has the command spells, right? She's... Even though spoilers, we're not supposed to know this yet. She's Rider's master, not Shinji. Shinji's like... She, like, loans her out to Shinji through some kind of contract or something, unless I'm wrong. So, like, presumably she would have the command spells. Oh, does she transfer them to him? Okay. I don't know. Like I said, I only know stuff from the anime adaptations, so I don't know. There's a lot of other details that I might not be privy to. It can only mean he is the cause of the bruise on her hand. Shinji Mato has a bad habit of treating his younger sister like crap. I noticed it about a year ago. Every now and then I'd see Sakura injured, and she always made excuses when I asked what happened. When I asked Shinji about it, he revealed to my shock that he'd been the one who hit Sakura. I asked why, and he told me it was because she'd done something he hadn't liked. I got pretty pissed off, so I did to Shinji what he'd done to Sakura. We haven't been on great terms since then. Senpai, have you made up with my brother? Huh? Yeah, sure. We never fought in the first place, so there's not much call for making up. Well, that may be how you see it, but my brother doesn't see it the same way. He thinks you're still fighting, so you should be careful. What Sakura says strikes me as odd. Be careful of Shinji? Yes, he's angry with you, and I hear he was the very reason why you quit the club. Shinji had nothing to do with me quitting. Well, he might have been a factor, but it's nothing that you should worry about. And Shinji's right. This is a little unsightly. I pointed my left shoulder. There's a little scar there. It happened about 1.5 years ago. Something fell on me during one of my jobs, injuring my left shoulder. I ended up with just a broken bone, but I also came away with a burn to my shoulder. After the accident, I quit the Kyudo Club. Our school's Kyudo Club, out of respect for formalities, allows students to perform sacred shooting rituals. Male students participating in this expose their left shoulder. Shinji pointed out that it may be disrespectful for someone performing a sacred shot to expose a scar. And since I was getting busy with my various jobs, I decided to quit the club. They don't make this clear at all in the anime, they just show him in the cast in the beginning of the Heaven's Feel movies. Huh. Yeah. No, I don't think it was ever brought up why he left the club. Like, I think it could be presumed that it was because of Shinji, but even then, that didn't really seem to hold much weight, because fuck Shinji. But like who gives a shit? Yeah, that's interesting. It's a very, very cultural thing. I imagine it would be similar. I imagine it would be a similar thing for exposing tattoos, right? Because that's very the culture around tattoos is also very different in Japan. Just one example of the details you're going to see. And I appreciate those. I appreciate those details. Senpai, I may ask this often, but are you never going to shoot again? Miss Fujimura even said your injuries shouldn't affect your performance. Fujine would say that even if I'd broken every bone in my body. Senpai, I'm being serious. I know I should give her a serious answer, but unfortunately, I can't give Sakura the answer she's looking for. I don't have time to do club activities. I like Kyudo, but it's not something I should prioritize, so I think I'll give it a rest for a while. How long is a while? However long I feel like. Or maybe until it's time for you to graduate. I'm looking forward to having you look after me then, Sakura. I pat Sakura's shoulder. Oh, okay. I'll be waiting when the time comes. What do you mean by that? She nods so violently, it looks like she might drop the plate. She might drop the plates. Sakura is precious. Gotta wife her up. Not me, though. I've got my eyes on, somebody else. It's almost 7:30. Sakura and Fujine have long since left the house for their morning club activities. I went to school early yesterday because Issei asked me to, but I leave the house at the usual time today. I noticed something strange as I walked down the hill towards the intersection. Several police cars are parked in front of a house. Something must have happened since a crowd has gathered. There are easily 20 people watching. I'm curious, but the mass of people prevents me from finding out what's happening. I don't have much time, so I should hurry to school. I make it to school 10 minutes before the first bell. As I cross through the gate with plenty of time, as usual. Yeah, morning, Emiya. I run into a familiar student. You haven't even changed yet, Mitsuzuri? Homeroom's about to start. You really don't have time to say hi to me. You're absolutely right. Matter of fact, as always, Emiya. I don't know what's so funny, but she laughs heartily, not caring about her surroundings. This is Ayako Mitsuzuri. She's been a classmate of mine since we were first years, and she's currently the captain of the Kyudo Club. She's an unbelievably insightful person, and it was expected that she would be the team's next captain since her first year with them. Mitsuzuri is a precious sort. A precocious sort. Sorry. Mitsuzuri is a precocious sort, and people have always had high hopes for her, and even leaned on her, ever since she was a first year. Then again, she gets mad whenever someone mentions that in front of her, claiming she doesn't look as old as people think. Huh? Were you just thinking something bad about me? I wouldn't dare. Just making an observation. If you want to get angry about it, that's your call. You don't say. That may be your honest answer, but you never say out loud what's really in that head of yours. Because unlike Shinji, you never let your true self show. Shinji? What's he got to do with this? No matter how much either of you protests, you and Shinji are friends. You're his only male friend. And let me remind you that I'm the captain of the Kyudo Club. Isn't it only natural for me to associate our club's troublemaker with our former troublemaker? I guess. The Kyudo Club's got nothing to do with it, but he and I go back a long way. Ha, I see you just got ticked off. You always get frosty whenever the Kyudo Club gets mentioned. You sure had some guts, quitting and leaving Shinji behind, you know. Did you not consider how the other people you left behind might feel, like Sakura and me? Our remastered default has Shiro's voice muted. Previous version of alternative didn't have you have to go to the options menu to unmute him. Oh, so we can unmute him? I didn't know that. Can we? Is there? I don't know what that means. I don't know what that. I don't know what shdwu means. Sound settings. I didn't. You can mute individual characters. Oh, good. Oh, good. You can't see. I was gonna say you can't see characters that you haven't met yet, but I don't think we've met. Well, no, we heard Kotomine on the phone. That's very interesting. That's very interesting. Shut the fuck up, Shinji. If ever we were to mute a character outright, it would be fucking Shinji. Alright, cool. I didn't thank you for mentioning that, because I would have gone the whole game with Shiro being muted. He was even muted during the prologue, which didn't even make sense because we weren't playing as him in the prologue. That's so weird. You can hear him now. What, did Shinji do something bad again? We never have a day he doesn't do something. But he might have gone a bit too far yesterday. He made a first-year guy quit. Mitsuzuri sighs gravely. Seeing her look so serious is rare to begin with, but the rest of her story is particularly alarming. What the heck? Why did he quit? Shinji took his anger out on him. He gathered all the female members and made the first year, who barely learned how to handle a bow, shoot his bow until he hit the target. Shinji mocked him the whole time. What? How could you let something like that happen? I would never let that happen. But the captain's got a lot to do, you know? You know very well that I don't live in the dojo. Yeah, Shinji's a bastard, man. We hate him. We hate his guts. Well, yeah. What the hell was Shinji thinking? He may be harsher than the others, but he's not the type to make someone into a spectacle. Shiro, sometimes I wonder if you know Shinji at all. Like, seriously? Listen to you. You're something, Emiya. What do you mean by that? Are you just thinking something bad about me? I wouldn't dare. I'm just making an observation. If you want to get angry about it, that's your call. You using my own words against me. Fine. So what got into Shinji? Why did you do that? I heard Tosaka shot him down pretty brutally. Tosaka? You mean that Tosaka? Do you know any other Tosakas in this school? I know things I'm not supposed to know. Sag. Anyway. Don't bro me. Shut up. The second-year honor student in Class A, Miss Perfect Rin Tosaka. That's the first time I've ever heard that nickname. But it fits. It's no surprise Shinji got rejected. There she is. Miss Perfect. And knowing Tosaka, she probably had some pretty harsh insults to go with the rejection. Anyway, Shinji's been acting out since yesterday. And that's why I've had to watch him like a hawk at the dojo up until now. Shinji does have a low tolerance for some things. I know it might be tough, but good luck, Mitsuzuri. Yeah. But you know how Shinji never lets go of anything. I'm just afraid he might really do something bad next time he asks Tosaka and gets rejected again. No, even Shinji wouldn't go near someone who just rejected him. He's good about that sort of thing. But what if the person who turned him down comes near him instead? I don't know why, but Tosaka swings by the dojo to come watch. Yeah, well, he quit, so you probably don't know that. That's news to me. Rin Tosaka doesn't participate in any club activities because her family forbids it or something. She even turned down nominations to be a member of the student council, so I always thought she went straight home after school. I guess this isn't horrible once in a while. He's always acted high and mighty, so it might be good for him to struggle for once. Sorry, but not sorry. Mitsuzuri has a weird way of looking at this. Now that I think about it, they say that Rin Tosaka has a lot of enemies. I wonder if Mitsuzuri is one of them too. Hey, Mitsuzuri, that's kinda cruel even for you. Oh, it's almost time. See you later, Emiya. You should swing by to see my bow work next time. Mitsuzuri hastily runs off. Classic Mitsuzuri. I never minded just how forthright she always is. I feel a bit more at ease and head towards the classroom. It's lunchtime. Our school has quite the cafeteria, and most of the students eat lunch there. But there are some old-fashioned students who still bring their own lunches, including myself and the student council president, sitting in front of me. Emiya, can I have some of your fried chicken? My lunch is kind of lacking in protein. Fine. But why is your lunch always so plain, you say? I know you live in a temple, but there's no rule that prohibits you from consuming alcohol or meat, right? We got ads coming up, so I'm going to take a short break. I'm also going to go and refill my beverage. And we should be back. Did everybody enjoy their break? Did you stand up? Did you stretch? Did you get a drink? Did you get a snack? Because if you didn't, I'm coming after you. Anyway, let's jump right back in. Absolutely not. That idea is anachronistic. This is just how my father does things. According to him, a young priest should not indulge themselves in luxuries, and if I want to complain, I should do something about it. So I'm actually considering joining the circus one of these days. That sounds like your old man. Issei's father is the priest at Ryudo Temple, a larger-than-life figure who's also friends with Fujine's grandfather. Anyone who gets along with old man Fujimura can't possibly be normal. Well then, here you go. You owe me. I passed my bento box to him. Ah, much thanks. This is pretty much begging for alms. Issei bows deeply. I honestly question whether I should be reminded that he's the son of a priest at times like this. Oh, by the way, did you hear about the commotion at the 2nd District? Around the intersection, you and I part ways going home. The intersection? Could be the same intersection where I saw all the police cars this morning. Fucking probably, Shinji. Was that not... Shiro, was that not specific enough? Like, huh? Yeah, probably. Apparently there was a murder there. I don't know the details, but only one child out of a family of 4 survived. Both parents and the older sister were stabbed to death, but by some sort of long weapon instead of typical knives. A long weapon? Does he mean a sword or something? If it's a murder, then that weapon killed the parents and the older sister. I can't help but imagine it. Someone sneaks in the house late at night. Unreasonable violence. A horrible nightmare the victim neither imagined nor wished for. Like a traffic accident. The parents are slaughtered. The older sister falls victim without knowing what is happening. A lone child, hidden in the shadows, is covered in their family's blood. Never find out who did it, but it had to be. Also considering his master. Maybe. Yeah, it probably would have to be Lancer, huh? Unless it was Ryder? I don't know if Ryder's been summoned yet. Well, yeah, Ryder's been summoned at this point, right? Saber's the only one who hasn't been summoned. I would think it would have to be either Lancer or Ryder. And I don't think Lancer would do it willingly, but as we all know, Lancer's master has as many command spells as he fucking wants. Ryder's at the school for Mana. Is Ryder just there, like now? Just all the time? Don't answer that. Don't worry about it. Issei, did they catch the murderer? Doesn't look like it. Accidents stemming from faulty construction in Shinto, and now a murder with something like a sword here. It's no wonder the school's curfew is What's wrong, Emiya? Did you choke on your lunch? Huh? Nothing. Why do you ask? Well, you had a stern look on your face, which surprised me. Sorry, I shouldn't bring this up while we're eating. Issei apologizes and tries to lighten the mood. I actually don't mind topics like this, and didn't realize I was looking so severe. And then there's a gentle knock on the student council room's door. Sorry, is Ryudo here? Yes. What is it, sir? Mr. Kuzuki enters, and Issei steps over to him to have a quiet conversation. It must be a casual student council matter, since Issei looks relaxed. Look at that. Something I don't see every day. Issei is surprisingly shy. He keeps his distance from classmates and even teachers, but for some reason he's warmed up to the student council advisor, Mr. Kuzuki. Maybe they get along because they're both straight-laced. Soichiro Kuzuki is the homeroom teacher for Class 2A, and he's very serious and kind of weird. Some part of that is probably why he and Issei get on so well. Nasa uses other characters to highlight Shiro's reactions sometimes, even if Shiro himself doesn't recognize his mental state. That's why you have other characters in a first-person limited story. It's so that you can have other characters comment on your character. It's a good way to get around having your character monologue their own description out to you, is by having somebody else call them like Shorty or Bright Eyes or Twinkle Toes or whatever to kind of give the reader an idea of what your main character looks like without them like verbatim just describing their appearance. I like, this is a bit of a tangent, but in my personal writing, I tend to not like describing characters unless they're being described by another character. Like I like to describe their appearance in I like to describe their appearance as the narrator. I prefer having the characters describe their appearance. Or if I'm writing in first person, then yeah, it would be like expository internal monologue by one of the characters, but it wouldn't be narration. I prefer doing it that way. I like writing what my characters are thinking about the people around them. And if you're writing fantasy story, you can get wild with other like races and stuff. So that's always a lot of fun. The two continue to talk. As I watch them, I can't stop thinking about the murder. Classes end and it's time to go home. I can't wander around because I have work today. I shouldn't do anything at school. I should head straight to the neighboring town, but maybe the morning's conversation bothered me more than I realized. The next thing I know, I'm at the Kyudo Club. What the hell am I thinking? Mitsuzuri said Rin Tosaka frequently visits. Well, I hadn't thought of that, but I think it'd be a problem if Shinji got violent against Tosaka. Shinji's unstoppable when he gets mad. Shinji lashing out at Tosaka because she rejected him would be bad. Well, I don't know exactly how, but it'd just be bad. Oh, Tosaka's not even here. Tosaka's nowhere to be found around the dojo. Mitsuzuri worried for nothing. Who's not here? I'm asking, who's not here? Issei, who I thought I'd parted ways with, is standing right next to me. Why are you here, Issei? Don't scare me like that. I saw you snooping around the dojo and couldn't help but come check it out. So, who are you saying is not here? Well, it's Tosaka. I heard she had a spat with Shinji yesterday, so I wanted to make sure things were okay. Is that so? Giving up more information than you have to is kind of suspicious for you. I only asked you who wasn't here. What? It's none of your business what I do around here. I think it kind of is. He is the student council president. But it's pointless, Emiya. Tosaka isn't here. She cut class today. She's in trouble. It's literally his job. That's what I'm saying. Well, maybe not literally his job, but it is within his purview. What? Cut class. So she's absent? I see. Wait, Issei, why do you think she cut class? That's not the sort of thing she'd ever do. Of course she would. She's not the type to ever get sick. If you want to know what I think, she's bad. Don't let her looks fool you, Emiya, or she'll swallow you whole. She's a man-eater. I'm with you, Issei. She's bad, alright. You seen them thigh highs? Alright, I'm gonna stop. Somehow, what Issei's saying irritates me. I may not know Tosaka that well, but I don't think she's a bad person. Well, that's what you say, Issei. You know Tosaka's not like that. Have you got a secret crush on Tosaka too? My apologies if so. Forget what I said. A secret crush? Like hell. Don't make assumptions. I'm just worried Shinji's going to stir up some trouble. So you came here to sweep in and stop Shinji from attacking Tosaka. You really were going to take on some dirty work for nothing. It's not my place to say this, but you've got bad taste, Emiya. I'm unscathed so far because nothing happened. But Issei, what was that crap you were saying? What? That having the hots for Tosaka is in bad taste? Yeah, that. Tosaka's popular. I haven't heard any bad rumors about her. No, you haven't. And that's what bothers me. Alright, now hold on. I think Issei might be onto something right now. What part bothers you? Everything about her. That woman's a vixen, a minx, a monster. Anyway, I instinctually dislike her. My advice to you is to not fall for her. You're the one who always warns everyone not to talk about people behind their back. Oh, come on, this hardly counts as gossip. And even talking loud enough for others to hear. No wonder I sense people watching us. Well, that's a relief. I'm really glad Tosaka's absent today. Issei, please, can we talk a little quieter? If you say so, understood. But I'll have you know my words were hardly slander. I just wanted to let you know that I'm wary of Rin Tosaka. Everything I said is just my own personal opinion. I don't know, chat. He's kind of not speaking from like an objective viewpoint, not knowing anything that we already know about Tosaka. He makes a good point. If there's nothing wrong with her, there's got to be something wrong with her, you know? Like she's got to be. If there's not a single negative rumor going around about her, there's something weird. Turns out we know that the weird thing is that she's a mage, but you know, Shiro doesn't know that, and Issei certainly doesn't know that. Yeah, you used words like vixen and minx. Pretty sure minx is definitely a derogatory term. Yeah. Don't worry about it. It's a compliment. There are good vixens and monsters too, you know. I simply use those terms to describe her in a good way. Ha! Issei laughs. Issei, I don't think anybody is going to assume that you meant it in a good way. Ever. If you use words like that. He's a monk's son through and through. Apparently. Cuts. I'll see you later. I'm going back to the student council room, but you're going to your job, right? You really shouldn't waste your time hanging around here, then. Issei leaves calm and composed, perhaps because he felt satisfied having said everything he wanted to say. I've known him for 2 years now, but honestly, I still don't get that guy. I ride the bus from school for 20 minutes. I arrive at Shinto, the neighboring town across the bridge. It's not even 5 yet. I still have some time. There aren't many part-time jobs in the residential area of Miyama, but there are plenty in Shinto, since it's a developing area. Our school allows students to hold part-time jobs, so I take on some simple jobs. I prefer my jobs to be physical, and the tougher and shorter they are, the better. I get paid all while training my body, so it's like killing 2 birds with 1 stone. Unless you're doing like landscaping or something, I wouldn't count work as training. Today I'll work from 5 to 8 o'clock for a simple loading job. It may just be 3 hours of work, but it feels more like 6 hours since they make you work without a minute's rest. Which means I need to rest when I have the opportunity, even if it's just for 10 minutes. Walking around aimlessly would be a waste of energy, so I decide to rest at a park until it's time. This park is nestled between buildings, and it's like a giant plaza full of trees and shrubbery. A park should typically be filled with families and couples during weekends and holidays, but this one is deserted at this hour. In fairness, this place is always desolate, no matter the day or time. This place is the same as always. I sigh in exasperation. The area is unkempt, and it's really pretty ugly compared to the other places that are properly landscaped and maintained. As if the desolate location had set the mood, the wind itself blows cold and harsh. This place is the remnant of the great catastrophe that happened 10 years ago. It's the very place where I was saved from the brink of death. Why don't they seed some grass here or something? It's a shame to keep it like this. The area is quite large, so if they leveled it, there'd be plenty of space to work on the park. I sit down on a bench as I think. With nothing else to do, I stare out over the burned area to pass the time. I don't remember anything that happened here. The only thing I remember is that it was hot, and I couldn't breathe. And that some people died trying to save others. I wonder why that happened. One adult here died because they were trying to save a child from a burning house. Another person was offered all of the available water to extinguish their raw, parched throat, while others in the same situation died. Someone here tried to flee the fire as fast as they could, but the people left behind died. And someone died here because they gave whatever it was that kept them alive to someone they didn't even know. don't like thinking about that. Just thinking about people trying to help and becoming victims for their trouble makes me angry. Is it too much to ask for everyone to be saved, and for them to get their happy ending afterward? All I want is to see people peacefully prevail. Why can't that happen? That's a tough one. What you're essentially saying is that you want to save everyone. That was Kiritsugu's response to the question when a very young me asked it. As a child, I obviously refused to accept that idea. But you saved me, Kiritsugu. I knew you were a magician and you could do anything. I knew you were a champion of justice who wouldn't let anyone suffer, and you did it without asking for any reward. That's why I've always believed you managed to save everyone back then. In response to me shouting this at him, Kiritsugu looked more troubled than I'd ever seen him, and said something I remember to this day. Shiro, saving one person means you don't save someone else. Listen, being saved by a champion of justice only means you're one of the few they managed to reach. It might be obvious, but that's what a champion of justice is. It's like Spider-Man. You save everyone you possibly can, but some people you just can't save. A hero can only save those he decides to save. Yeah, I get that. And now that it's been pointed out, it seems so obvious. Imagine if there was a burglar and some hostages, and the burglar intends to kill the hostages. Under normal circumstances, a majority of the hostages would probably die. But if by some miracle all the hostages were saved, there's someone who didn't get saved. The burglar, of course, since saving the hostages was done at the cost of his life. The people the champion of justice saves are only those whom the champion of justice deems to save. That's why saving everyone is impossible. Even God can't do that. Especially if it's a natural disaster. No person is able to save everyone and everything. The fire 10 years ago was like that. As someone who was miraculously saved from the incident, it wasn't my place to say anything at this point. But I still don't like it. I don't want anything like that. I don't like the idea that there's a limitation to who can be saved. No matter how impossible it may be, I need to reach out to help. I can't stand to see people around me die, like back then. If the person I am now had been there 10 years ago, I would have thrown myself into the fire. But then I would have died, and for nothing. That would have happened for sure. Jeez, I can't even fantasize in my head. Oh crap, I can't believe it's already 5. A bell in the distance rings, chiming 5 o'clock. I get up from the bench and hurry to my part-time job. By the time I'm done working, the sun has long since set. It's a little before 8 o'clock. I finished about 10 minutes earlier because I kind of overworked myself. Maybe it's because I stopped by that park before work. That might have motivated me to push myself harder. At the train station, the night is just getting started. There are a bunch of people milling about, and an endless stream of cars on the road. Guess there's no need for me to get something for Fujine. I walk along the path as I gaze up at a lighted building. It's the biggest building in Shinto, so I can't see all the way to the top. As I gaze at the building, enjoying the nighttime scenery... Huh? I think I see something bizarre. What is that? I stop and try to look to the very top. I squint, trying to bring what I see into focus, but it's like staring at grains of rice. It's the girl! Girl on a building! Don't jump! Don't do it! You're so... don't... What's that fucking... that old meme? No, don't kill yourself, you're so pretty, ah. No! I like Reen, she's my favorite. Anyway... It looks like someone I know. But I can't think why this girl I know would have a reason to be there. It doesn't seem like she's going to do anything up there. But she's just standing there, looking down at the city as the wind ruffles her hair. She doesn't seem to notice me down below. Actually, there's no way she could see me. Even my near-perfect vision, enhanced with magecraft, can barely distinguish what's up there. I'm able to tell she's up there because she's isolated, but there's no way she would be able to pick me out of a crowd on the ground. Did you two just make the same joke at the same time? You guys are awesome. Hell yeah. She's just standing there, menacingly and adorably. Sharing the one brain cell? Ah, yes. I let you guys have it today. I'm gonna need it back by the time stream ends, though. It's a timeshare. She's just looking down at the town. It seems like she's looking for something. I can almost feel her sharp gaze, even at this distance. I forget how long it's been, but I continue to look up at the girl standing in the void. She stands at the top of a high tower. She's like a magician looking down at the surface world with the bright moon shining bright behind her. With the bright moon shining bright behind her. You can't use the same word twice in the same sentence. I mean, you can use the same word twice in the same sentence, but like you use the same. The bright moon shining bright behind her is you can't write like that. That's bad writing. You have to get rid of one of those brights. You have to. It's pissing me off. What is this, Tsukihime? Words are a tricky one. Yeah, but like maybe they meant to say right. It could have been meant to be right behind her. It could just be a simple spelling error. They said the wrong word. That wouldn't track with the image though, because we can't see the moon. But that's kind of irrelevant. But man, God, it bothers me. God, that bothers me. And then she disappears, apparently done with whatever brought her up there. The rooftop stands empty, and the scenery returns back to nothing more than the beautiful night sky. Was that Tosaka up there? I can't be sure, but I'm probably right about who it was, at least. There aren't many girls I know who stand out like her, And besides, I'm not so out of it I'd fail to notice a girl I secretly admire. So he admits it. It's just... Tosaka sure has a weird way of spending her time. Great observation. Unlike Shinto, there is no sign of people anywhere in Miyama. There's nobody around after 8 at night, and the town is silent and still. The house I saw this morning stands across the intersection. There are no signs of life, and a no trespassing sign hangs over the front door. In just a single day, the house has fallen quiet, almost like an abandoned building. A girl and her parents were killed by a burglar. I wonder what life awaits now for the single child who survived. I bite my lip, frustrated by my powerlessness. I promised I'd be just like Kiritsugu, but I couldn't do anything, even when something like this happens so close to home. I want to help people, but I don't even know what I can do. I reach the top of the hill where my house sits. The lights are on, so Fujine or Sakura are still inside. Yeah, the self-torture is very telling for his character. Over something that he, could not have had anything to do with. I'm home. Oh, it's just you, Fujine. Oh, welcome back, Shiro. Fujine turns toward me, munching on a rice cracker. The TV is tuned to a lively variety show. You're home late again. Didn't I tell you to come home earlier since it gets dark so fast in winter? I am home early. I had to work until 8, so get off my back about that. So where's Sakura? I see dinner's already prepared. Sakura went home early. She said she had something to do today, so she just came and made dinner. Fujine cheerfully replies. As far as she's concerned, anyone who makes her food is a good person. I see. That's probably a good thing for now. It's been dangerous lately, so maybe I'll take over making dinner until the new school term starts. Objection! You come home so late, if you make dinner when you get back, I won't get to eat until after 10. Couldn't you just eat at home? What are you talking about? This is my home. Fujine tilts her head, puzzled. Honestly, I'm not sure if a response like that should make me happy or sad. Fine. I know it's pointless asking you to make dinner. By the way, what's that you got there? You didn't bring over more junk, did you? Fujine has a tendency to leave a bunch of junk here. She'll bring stuff like bowls from restaurants that are too big to be functional, an unnecessarily heavy earthen teapot, or a weird guitar that plays itself. She must think this place is convenient storage or something. Show it to me. I'm gonna toss it if it's trash. This thing? It's just a poster. Fujine hands me the poster. It's probably a poster of some no-name singer. Let's see. I knew it. It's a poster of a young man wearing a military uniform, smiling with his thumbs up, all in front of a cheap-looking blue sky background. The caption on the poster, in bloody font, "Love's lovely Rangerland. Come to the self-defense meetup." Hey, this is a recruitment poster for a youth group. I don't want it, so you can have it. I don't want this either. I quickly roll the poster back up and try to whack Fujine on the head with it. You missed. However, Fujine counters mercilessly with another poster she'd been holding. Conk. Her poster sword bops me light. Ha! Stars. I see stars. You thought you were going to hit me? You'll need to up your game if you ever hope to do that. That's not the issue here. How the hell's a paper poster make a sound like that? Did she manage some sort of technique only a true poster master can execute? The OG version, this was an advertisement for the self-defense force, but I guess it was inappropriate for the mainstream version. That is immediately like what I... That was the vibe that I got immediately, was that it's an army recruitment poster or something. The SDF poster works better as a joke since she knows Shiro wants to be a hero. Okay, that's definitely a better read. If that was just an SDF recruitment poster, that would make a lot more sense. That's really good. Oh, sorry. My poster's a collector's edition, made of fancy plate steel. If it's made of steel? And you rolled it up? Are you sure it's steel? It's rolled... How can it be made of... How can it be made of sheet steel and still be rolled up? Like, it's got to be so... For it to be made of metal and able to roll up, that means it's got to be, like... It would still have to be rigid enough to, like it's ruined now. You're never going to straighten that shit out anymore. Like, you can't... Like, it's going to have to maintain its shape. How? That doesn't make any sense. Shiro's head probably dented the poster, and now you're never gonna get it unrolled. Huh? What? This would be a great place to put a Displate sponsorship if I had one. But I don't. So, I'm just gonna let this moment pass us by. Anyway. Is your head okay, Shiro? Fujine, you're going to end up killing someone one of these days. If that time ever comes, it'll all be good because you'll sweep in and marry me. Yeah, not a chance. I'm not marrying a natural-born killer. What? I don't think I'm that violent. You would be that unaware of your actions. Pray that I survive. I'll have to be very careful from now on if I'm going to have any hope of avoiding being murdered. Keep talking big, but now I'm hungry, Shiro. I've been waiting for so long, so let's hurry and eat already. Fujine gets up. What's up with Fujine? She must be really hungry if she's offering to help, even if it's just help setting up the table. So no chance, Taiga. Your route was not considered from the beginning. Were there supposed to be routes for like Ryder and Elia? Were those not like supposed to exist? That's in some proto version of Fate Stay Night. I feel like I remember hearing that somewhere. That like any ideas that were going to be implemented on those routes kind of got crammed into Heaven's Feel a little bit, but then mostly got just obliterated from existence. But then you've got like Fate Collide Liner, which is almost a substitute for an Elia route, among other things. And before you ask, yes, I've watched all of it. I didn't enjoy most of it, but it had some cool ideas. Ryder, Castor, and Elia. Elia got the closest, but cut near the end and was absorbed into Heaven's Feel. Ryder stuff kinda came back in Hollow Ataraxia. Okay. Well, then we'll see a little bit of that. I don't know how... Like, Ryder sort of makes sense that she would have a route, just because of what we learn later about her master, but... Castor? How the hell would Castor have a route? That's wild. Kage! Nice times, we're having a little aside. Thank you so much for the raid! Welcome in, Raiders. If you don't know me, my name is Conla Redleaf, aka Conla the King Slayer. I'm the Wandering Wolf Boy Warrior. Ow! Excuse me, I'm a little hoarse today, which is... I'm not a horse, I'm a wolf. I'm not a little horse. I'm just... My allergies are beating me up a little bit, okay? Don't don't worry about it. Anyway, today we are reading some more Fate Stay Night. He spoke faster than I can type. Yeah, I'm pretty good at that. I can usually catch them, you know? Thank you for the head pats. Welcome in, Raiders. If you need to raid and run, take care of your post-stream care. Take a shower, grab a bite to eat, any of that. Don't let me hold you up. If you're sticking around, I hope you enjoy the story. As always, Kage, thank you so much for the raid. Hold on, let me give you a shout out here. Cut the music. Cut the music. There we go. So no more reviewers. Sure, yeah. We welcome everybody. All right. Let's get back to it. You haven't missed much. Today is Shiro went to school. On the way there, he witnessed the aftermath of a murder. What? Double raid! Double raid! Holy shit! What's up, Cabby? Welcome in! Welcome, Raiders. My name is Conla Redleaf. If you don't know me, I'm Conla Redleaf, aka Conla the King Slayer. The Wandering Wolf Boy Warrior. How? That one was a little better. There you go. Had to wet my whistle. Today, we're reading some Fate Stay Night for Mythos Mondays. Thanks so much for the raid. You guys showed up almost right at the same time. You and Kage just got here like right as we were kind of chatting about stuff in between. Perfect, really great timing actually. Anyway, Cabby, thank you so much for the raid. Oh, I have to give you a shout out too. Hold on. Cut the music. Cut the music. I have to wait another 22 seconds. Because Twitch is weird like that. We're just going to spend these 22 seconds in silence. But Raiders, if you need to raid and run, get yourself a bite to eat, take a shower, stretch your legs, all that stuff. Don't let me hold you up. That goes for you too, Cabby. And thank you so much for the raid, as always. Love having you guys here. Okay, I'll get you that shout out. There it is. Not that I think anybody here doesn't already know you, but thanks again. I'm gonna take another swig of my beverage here. I was drinking some anime girl thigh flavor before, but I've switched to Pyro Power because I wanted that little bit of sweetness in there. Pyro Power is such a good flavor, dude. It's so hard to beat. All right, jump right back into the story. Oh yeah, I think I was saying, you guys didn't miss too much. Shiro witnessed the aftermath of a murder on his way into school, and then everything else was pretty much just school and then work and then coming back. Oh, and we saw Rin on top of a skyscraper, and she saw us, but we don't know that. And it's romance, it's destiny, it's, dare I say, fate. Anyway, fine. And you take out the plates and bowls. You can at least scoop the rice into bowls, right? Yeah, roll credits. There it is. And Face Night, Medea is unfortunately isn't really shown much. Hollow Rider actually can't be understated for fleshing out all the characters not fully explored in Face Night. Perfect companion piece. Nice. That's very good to know. For as much as I know about Fate Stay Night, which again is like all the anime adaptations, not really anything beyond that, I don't know anything about Hollow Ataraxia. I know of Bazette the character, and Karen the character, and Angraminyu in as much as he appears in Fate Grand Order and the last Heaven's Feel movie. And then what I looked up on Wikipedia about the real-life Angraminyu. But other than that, I don't really know anything about Hollow Ataraxia. So I look forward to that when it comes out next year. I feel like we should do all 3 routes of Fate Stay Night before we get to that, though. So only because of Prillia. Oh yeah, that's true too. Excuse me. Yeah, Prisma. God. For anybody who is interested in the Fate franchise, first of all, just read this visual novel if you haven't. Don't watch Prisma Ilia unless you really, really like Fate, because it's just a lot of stuff I can't even like mention on Twitch. All right, just don't. It's not worth it. Well, it might be a little worth it for that one shot of Tosaka, but it's mostly not worth it. Most people only care about Prilly because of Oath Under Snow, but Prilly does work as a manga. The adaptation is absolutely dire. Oh. Alright, then maybe read the manga then. I haven't read the manga, I only watched the anime adaptation, and it's... Yeah, Oath Under Snow is kind of the only bit that I really remember. The rest of it I wish I could forget. I do like Chloe as a character, though. She's funny. But yeah, that stuff. Yeah. Yeah. Anyway, carrying on. Of course I can. Hey, do you think it'll be okay if I use a bigger rice bowl? That shouldn't be a problem. Sakura's not here today, so we'll definitely have leftovers. Good. Then you and I will have matching bowls today. Fujine scoops mounds of rice into the 2 large bowls. Whatever, I was going to go for a second helping anyway. And if I meddle in what Fujine does now, we may really not have any dinner. Besides, this is the kind of chaotic scene dinner at my home has been for years. Another day ends. We finish our rowdy dinner, and after I see off Fujine, I take a bath. After that, I head out to the shed for my daily training. I complete it as usual, and then go to sleep. It's 1 o'clock in the morning. Today ends peacefully and without incident. Despite Shiro's exasperation, he really does value Taiga. Of course. Of course. Now hold on a minute, because bro woke up this morning at 5:30, went through his whole day, and is now just getting to bed at 1 in the morning, and is going to wake up again at 5:30 or 6 and go to school and do all of that stuff again. That's like 4, maybe 5 hours max of sleep. I would simply die. I would perish. I cannot do that. I have done it, and that's why I know that I can't. It's not. It don't work. It don't work that way. Anyway, I think this is where we're going to call it for tonight. I'm not going to make the same mistake I did with Tsukihime. We're going to make a new save every time. It's fine. I've got the disk space for it. Alright. We're back. We can sit and chat for a little while longer if you guys don't mind. I know we had a couple of raids not that long ago. I'm going to go ahead and unmute sound alerts and all that stuff real quick. There we go. Unpin the message. Great stream, I really like this. Thank you. I do think I have a pretty good voice for a narrator. I don't know how my character acting is. I think it needs some work, but I do think I make a good narrator. Alright, sound alerts are up if you guys want to mess around with that. That's fine. But we can sit and chat until we can sit and chat for a while, I guess, because the thing that I had feared happened. I was talking a little bit too much at the beginning of stream. We yapped for like 30 minutes. And then day 2 ended up being kind of short, but not short enough to fit all of day 3 after. Some people complain early Fate route drags in these early days, but it's a slow burn. Yeah, that's kind of the point, right? Is that it's a slow burn. Like, the things don't really start happening until you kind of establish the status quo and then throw in the wrench that changes everything. The problem is timing out these streams, because at this point it's about 8 o'clock where I am. If I were to start day 3, we know because of the prologue that day 3 is going to be a lot meatier than the first 2 days. So if I were to start it now, we would be running until probably midnight, which is not something that I can really do. So, that's what we're going to call it for today, for Fate's Day night. We're just gonna do something else for now. We can hang out for a little while and just chatting. Think you're making good time so far? I think so. Definitely get day 3 done. Oh, yeah. That's, when we did, at the beginning of this year, we did Witch on the Holy Night, and most of those streams were 3, sometimes 4 hours, and they were pretty much, with the exception of, I think, literally just one stream, they were each 1 chapter per stream. And then Tsukihime, much the same. I think there was an exception for 1 stream that we managed to squeeze 2 chapters into. And Fate's Day Night is shaping up to be the same. Each stream is going to be give or take 3 hours, depending on how much stuff actually happens in that one day. For the prologue, at least. For the rest of the Fate route, I don't know. For later routes, I imagine that stuff's going to get even more dense, which means it's going to continue getting longer. But again, we play it by ear, and we managed to do Tsukihime in a reasonable amount of time. Going forward, I don't know what I want to do specifically with the extra routes. Because Witch on the Holy Night has just one route. It's a kinetic novel more than a visual novel. You read it through and that's the story. Tsukihime has 2 main routes, with some others that are, correct me if I'm wrong, coming in a DLC, purportedly coming in a DLC, we don't know yet, something like that. Like they existed in the original, but they're not in the remake. One of those, all of the above, something like that. And then Fate's Day Night has 3 main routes. And then Hollow Ataraxia, the sequel/companion piece, is coming out sometime next year. Oh, brand new game, it seemed like. Oh, so it's going to be a pseudo sequel containing the rest of that. Okay, like FF7R. I like that. I like that, actually. I like that a lot. Okay. Do we have a release date for that? Well, you said it seems like, so we don't know that for sure then? Not yet, okay. Okay, well then, okay, so tentative plan. Tentative plan is going to be when the far side routes of Tsukihime get a release date, we will read through CL's route in Tsukihime. Because Hollow Ataraxia, Fate Hollow Ataraxia already has, well, I say a release date. It's releasing, I think, like Q1 2025 or something. Let me look it up. Yeah, remastered development confirmed. I don't know. Oh no, in development. It doesn't even say. It doesn't even say release 2025. Presumed release 2025. Definitely gonna be a full different game, but we don't know when it comes out. It's supposed to be It's supposed to be 4 routes, which is ridiculous. 4. Wild. Nash is planning Tsukihime to be his magnum opus. Good, cool. I mean, that was a great story. I'm looking forward to seeing more of it. So, I would say I would want Fate's Day Night to get an expansion into those planned routes for like Medea and Ryder and Elia, but I think Fate gets enough content. Considering Fate Grand Order's been going on for over a decade and is showing no signs of slowing down, even with the advent of Hoyoverse, I don't think Fate needs any more content, you know? Keep up the translations though, because we need new stuff over here that we haven't gotten yet, like Fate's Day Night Remastered and all that stuff. We need official English translations, whether you refer to Artoria as Altria or not. But yeah, I can't in good conscience say that Fate needs more content because there's plenty there for us to chew on. Not even counting whatever extra content he decides to add. There are implications from his interview that he wants a true Arcade route at the very end, so possibly 7 routes in total. The OG only had 5 and were much shorter than the ones in Fate's Day Night. Wow. That's a lot. The only other VN that I've ever had any exposure to that I might even be able to relate to that in any way is Katawa Shoujo, because that had, like, what, 5 routes? I think it was 5, with, like, 1 or 2 sub-routes. They're not, like, full route, like, you had to do most of one route to get to the secret sub-route. I hope he can do what he wants. The reason Illy route was cut was because of lack of resources. Oh, yeah. I hope that Nasu goes fucking crazy with all of that FGO money. Like, I hope that he takes everything that he's built and just makes it the way that he wanted to in the first place. Because that's the dream, right? You're an artist, you're an author, you're whatever, in a creative field. You gotta do something because you have to do something. But it never works out the way you want it to because you're nobody. You don't have anything. You just did it the only way you knew how because you used all the resources at your disposal. And then if you, by some stroke of divine luck, you get big and become a huge franchise like you did with Fate, you got to take that money and go, okay, all that shit that I did before, it's time to fix it. That's the dream, right? Let me go back and do it the way that it should have been done because I know it deserves better. This thing that I made deserves to be better. Right? Right? I love that. I love that shit. That's so good. That's what he said in Tsukihime Plus disc only about 6 months after the OG Tsukihime came out. Hell yeah, bro. That's awesome. I love that. That's actually phenomenal. That's very good. That's very good. I tell you, chat, no matter what kind of a day I'm having, whenever I stream, you guys just make me feel a little better, you know? Being here, talking, hanging out, it's nice. I mentioned Sugi remake back then because even in 2000 he didn't think the OG lived up to his expectations. Dude, that's so good. That's so good. I love that so much. We just waited 20 years for it. It's fine. Hey, good things take time, alright? You can't just... Sometimes it just takes 20 years, alright? Sometimes it just takes 20 years. There's only 4 employees for the OG, and it was his first VN, so I guess it makes sense he would want to redo it. Yeah, yeah. It's like me and Tobias. We've been talking about making a visual novel. He brought it up a few weeks ago, maybe a few months ago at this point, in chat, that we should make a VN, and I was like, but didn't we talk about that in college, and then we never did it? So yeah, I understand that. I think I still have the program for it. I don't know. We're both writers. Tobias is definitely a better visual artist than I am, so I'm sure he could come up with with like backgrounds and character concepts and all of that stuff. I don't know if I could write a story that would fit a visual novel necessarily. I think that's more his purview. I think he writes stories that would be better fits for VNs. Always crazy to see great things start from small beginnings. Yeah, I'm trying to be like that. with this, and among other things. That's one of the things that's been on my mind lately, is that I haven't made it, you know. And it's not about making it necessarily. It's about giving it all you've got. Because if you give it all you got and you still don't get there, hey, what can you do? You gave it all you got. But like lately I've been feeling like I'm not giving it all I've got. Lately I feel like I've been going through the motions. Not with streaming necessarily, but with all the other stuff that I say that I want to do, like my writing. It's been National Novel Writing Month, all month this month, and I've done barely any writing. Well, for most weeks out of the month, I did barely any writing. There was a stint there for sometime last week, or between last week and the week before, that I did a good amount, but still not like I used to do, right? Which, granted, I have to grant myself that it was way easier to do when I was in school, when I was in high school, when I was in college, because the only thing I really had to worry about back then was school. So then once I had finished school, or whether I was in between classes or after I did my homework, I could just sit and write. But now there's a lot of other things going on in life. Can't really understand committing something to that degree. I salute all those people who are obsessed with what they enjoy doing. See, I like to describe it as living life in seasons. Because it's not... Sometimes it feels like I should be obsessed with it all the time. Like any moment that I'm not writing, I'm thinking about writing, I'm wanting to write. And I was like that for a little while. And sometimes I'm like that with streaming too. Sometimes I'm like that with VTOing. I'm like, whenever I'm offline, I'm like thinking about things that I want to do for stream in the future, ideas that I have for other like models and features and stuff and games that I want to play. But sometimes, and maybe I'm just getting in my head about it, I'm not all in all the time, and that makes me wonder if I'm really in at all. Does that make sense? Like, so many people eat, sleep, and breathe their passion, and sometimes I don't. Sometimes I wonder if I'm passionate about the things that I claim to be passionate about, because I don't. Sometimes I do, sometimes I did, but I really don't. Burnout's also a thing. That could be it. I don't think I'm good at recognizing when I'm burnt out. Because I don't know. I'm good at like sticking it out, you know, toughing it out. So if I'm feeling burnt out, if I even can recognize it, I sometimes will ignore it. Most of the time I can't even recognize it, but if I ever do, I try to ignore it and push through it anyway, because, you know, stick it out, tough it out. Like, just keep going, because if you stop going, it's going to be that much harder to start going again, right? Even though I know that that's like a fallacy, because I have had times where I've recognized I've been burnt out with my writing in the past, and the thing that cured me right away was taking a few days off, going for a walk, getting some sun, lounging on the beach, literally just like basically vacationing, and then I would come back and I would just be going at it. Because not only was I relaxing and not worrying about the work, I would sometimes get inspiration and new ideas while I was vacationing, quote unquote. And so it just made the process of coming back and working on it again that much easier. mad burnt out lately, so I shortened my streams. Yeah, I was... I'll be honest, I was thinking about taking this week off. I didn't really want to because it would be so impromptu, but... I was thinking about taking this week off. I am thinking about taking some time off after next week. Like, taking a mini vacation after Thanksgiving, because I do have... Like I mentioned at the beginning of stream, I do have a lot of family stuff coming up in early to mid-December. So I might take a little time off. I don't know, I haven't decided. But yeah, from Thanksgiving to December 8th? Maybe the 10th? And then, oh no, actually, my youngest brother's graduating, and he's walking in December as well. I just heard about that today. And that's going to be the 14th, I think. So, like, yeah, moving into the first half of December, I've got a lot of family stuff going on, and then the Christmas season. Yeah. Oh, and my birthday. My birthday is in December as well. So there's a lot of stuff. There's a lot of stuff happening after next week. So I've been thinking about taking a little time off. I just haven't decided how much or how I want to split up that time. I don't know. It's a little complicated. Any gifts? I don't even want to think about that, bro. I'm so bad at shopping for people. I did come up with an out, though, because I've got 3 younger brothers. My out was every year I would just get each of them a Blu-ray of a movie that came out that year that one of them like was into or wanted to see. And I was like, that's the brother's gift. All my brothers get a movie, and that's the thing. I love giving gifts. I'm just broke, so I make hot cocoa mix for all the kids in my family. Oh, that's nice, though. Homemade hot cocoa mix? That's awesome. How do you do that? It's just like cocoa powder and sugar. That's what I would do. That's nice, though. That's nice. Me, I don't have a lot of... Oh, but I do now. Like me, but I do gift cards. Oh yeah. See, I haven't. My uncle does gift cards for all of us and his nephews. With non-dairy milk. Oh yeah. Okay. No, that makes sense. Yeah, you need powdered milk or whatever. Yeah. Okay. And yeah, non-dairy for allergies. That makes sense. And DM me the recipe. You know what? Yeah, go for it. I might not use it, but that'll be good to have. That's cute. I like that. Yeah. Oh, what the hell else was I about to say? Yeah, my uncle would often give us almost every year he'd give me and my brothers either movie ticket gift cards for like whatever local cinema. I don't even remember. The one that we used to go to closed down like years ago, so I don't even know what the standard like cinema that we would go to anymore is. Or he would give us McDonald's gift cards for like just like $20 at McDonald's, and which we would never use because like I don't know, they have an app now. I don't use the card anymore. But yeah, that's the go-to. I was gonna say I don't have any really little kids in my family anymore. We were the little kids, me and my younger brothers. But my cousin, my eldest cousin, who's around my age, had a baby earlier this year. So pretty soon we'll have a little. Well, he wouldn't be my nephew. He'd be my technically he'd be my first cousin once removed. I think is how that works. But yeah, we'll have a little kid to give Christmas gifts to. Wow, that's that's new. A little pup. No, stop! Don't say that. No, that little pup. Stop! Shut up. I didn't think about that. I didn't think about. I can give the kid I can give him little kid toys and stuff for like his birthdays and man, I haven't met him yet, but maybe with the holidays coming up I'll have the opportunity to. Man, I didn't think about that. That's gonna be so fun. I'll wander into the toy aisle at some store and I'll pick something off the shelf and I won't have to feel weird about it because I'm buying a present for my little cousin. That's so cute. Not that I normally loiter around the toy aisle of anything, but you know, sometimes that's where they have the cards, the like Pokemon cards or whatever. I don't even fucking play Yu-Gi-Oh! Or Magic anymore. Like, I just don't. It's too much money for a small amount of cardboard. Shopping for little ones is so fun. God, I mean, he's still like an infant, so I don't know what I would get him, but like, I get the book Dragons Love Tacos for all the kids I know. I'm going to write that down. I have no idea what that is, but it sounds perfect for babies. I have a lot of books. I wonder if I have any old books from like when I was young. Those might be good to hold on to give to him when he gets a little older and starts reading. Okay, I'm gonna head out, bro. Have a nice night. Take care, Newt. Thanks for sticking around. I hope you enjoyed the show. I think maybe we'll get out of here in a little while. It's about 8:30-ish. That'll be good to think about. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I ever want to have kids myself. It's something I think about a lot. So I'm not as young as most other VTubers are. So it's I think about it a little differently than most other people seem to think about it, I guess. I think about it differently than other people that I see talk about it seem to think about it. Except for Lena. Lena's the only VTuber that I watch on a semi-regular basis who is, like, kind of all in on having kids. I think, like, one would be good for me, but I guess a lot of people our age don't really want them. Yeah, it's a very different, like, I don't know, it's a very different climate, I guess, for lack of a better term. Everything's more expensive, and everything's just so online now. Like, forgive me for using this term, Kage, but people of our generation are we kind of like the last ones to exist without the internet. And even then, Like, I existed in a time before the internet was, like, mainstream, but I don't think I existed before the internet wholesale. Like, I existed around the same time as home computers were becoming a thing. And now all these other kids that are being born after that, like, 2005, fuck, all the kids that have been born since, like, 2020. It's a completely different world. Like, so fundamentally different than, like the difference between my grandparents' generation and my parents' generation is less different than my generation and what would effectively be my little cousin's, my baby cousin's generation. Like, he's gonna grow up in such a different world that I did. Which, yeah, was different from my parents' world, but even then, like, it's way more different. So it's a very different decision for people who are of, I guess, for lack of a better phrase, of childbearing age presently. I know there's a better way to word that, but I can't come up with it right now. My younger siblings are significantly younger than I am, so it's wild to see the difference that way. That's got to be really crazy, yeah. Yeah, me and my brothers are all... I mean, we're not around the same age because there's too many of us for us to have popped out that frequent, but we're all relatively spaced apart over the course of 8 years. How old is my... $20-year? That's crazy. That's like, well, I don't know if I should share that story. That might be a little too interpersonal. Kind of. Not that it would outright dox me, but it would be a little, you know. Maybe I won't share that. But yeah, that's quite a gap. I don't know. I couldn't even imagine. If you go out, people would think that they were your child. That's crazy. That's so weird to me. Wow. That has happened, yeah. Right? Oh, that's wow, man. How does that feel? Is that, like, weird to, like... I mean, you don't have to answer that. I don't want to like, especially not in chat. You don't have to like... I mean, you don't have to talk about it at all, but you certainly don't have to talk about it here. But, like, I am curious. Yeah, I can imagine interesting is like the short of it. Oh man, it's crazy. All right, I think I've yapped enough. Let's say we sail off to brighter shores here. Who should we go say hello to tonight? I know a lot of people are doing a lot of things, or so it seems. You know what? let's go say hello to someone we haven't seen in a long time, actually. We're right at to Cat Dragons. She's doing some Power Wash Simulator tonight. I should look into that game. Do I have that game? I think I have that game on PlayStation, but I don't have it on PC. It was one of the free PSN games or whatever. For the rest of your night, I will try. You guys have certainly brightened my mood a little bit, so that's good. And I hope that I have brightened yours in some small way. Anyway, there's your classic Conla raid message. And it looks like Kat is doing a partner push, so we always support that. We'll get there one day. Eventually. We got a lot of work to do. Gotta be all in, you know? Gotta... The grind never stops. But anyway, be nice, have fun, and I will see you guys tomorrow for some more Twilight Princess. We've got, what are we doing tomorrow? We got the Temple in the Sky. A couple errands to run, and then the Temple in the Sky. Take care. Thanks for being here.